All right. Well, hey, look. Good morning. It's Monday morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I know I did, and I'm very excited about having Robert Hollis and Bill Ebert. Both of them are on the program this morning. And again, the format is for you guys to ask plenty of questions. This is the time to really get your questions on the table. If you're on video, you can unmute yourself and ask Robert. And Bill's here too, and I'm very excited about both of them being on board. And then also, if you want to use the chat, just click on the chat over here on the right hand side. Now you can also stroll over on the left hand side and open your chat up. It's the blue box, not the green, the blue box, and then you can type in any questions that you may have over here, and I'm going to read them as we progress in getting your questions answered. But I want to start out and share with you, I've been doing a lot of research work. If you know that I haven't been calling you, you know that I'm really deep in marketing right now, and I'm working very, very hard. And the reason I'm working very hard on marketing for us is because I know in my heart of hearts there's not a program out there that offers what Robert and Bill are offering. And I've been around a long time to tell you that there's nothing even comes close. And the value that they're bringing to people's lives to be mentored to them personally on a personal level is almost unheard of. So trust me when I tell you that I have looked at hundreds of affiliate programs to compare what we're doing. I'm looking at their sales messages. I'm looking at how their headlines are, their compelling headlines, and I looked at Bill's work and compared it to them, and our stuff is so far out in front. Are the sales messages that Bill writes in his? We got to learn how to use them. That's all it is. We don't know what we got a hold of, and we don't know how to use them. And I've got to be very, and I mean that to help us, not to criticize us. We got to get it out there, man. And so I want to talk to you first of all about three little markets and how you can really engage. And then Robert's going to help you, and Bill's going to help you, obviously, with your questions and get you guys going. But I want you to look at three markets. Number one, the fastest market out there that you can absolutely contact people with is what I call your warm market. Those are friends. Now, when you put on your hat and you're talking to people, you got to take off the hat that I'm selling, and you got to put on the hat that I care. And here's a little tip. Earl Nightingale, when I was a very young guy, I had a little hair back then, okay, and a little skinnier. I was listening to one of his old CD tapes. Remember the tapes we used to stick in the car? And Earl Nightingale says there's no real secret to marketing. He said it's very simple. He said find a need and fill it. And folks, I built three multi-million-dollar companies around that. When I understood that, I built three multi-million-dollar companies around that. One of them was a $2 million company with 15 branches, 1,100 loan officers, 200 employees. So understand that, find a need and fill it. So when you're out there talking to people in whatever market, your warm market, your local market, or your new online market, and now going to the digital market, understand the needs of people. And I think if you take that approach, you're going to find out. So let me give you some examples first. So I'm going to give you some clues here. Robert just brought up at the beginning, before we started this, that over 10,000 people a day are retiring. Now, are they retiring efficiently? Do they might need to supplement their income, might need to supplement their money, secure their financial future? Are they taking the trips? Are they living the lives that they really want? So as you can see there, it's very, very important that we understand the need to that market. Think about this one. How many moms right now are struggling and would like to come home to spend more time with their kids and their families that are working multiple jobs because they got a job at home, they got a job on the job, they got a job to take care of their kids and their family. If they have any pets, they got to take care of them too. How many moms out there would like to come home and earn an affiliate program that not only pays 51%, but pays what I call a leadership matching bonus at 100%? That's unheard of, and there's no affiliate program out there that has that. That's all my research. I've been in the internet. It's so bad that my eyes are burning from all the stuff I'm reading and researching to find out how competitive we are. And the more I research it, the more excited I get. So think about that. What about students? Now, how does that work with what Robert teaches us? Well, students have a lot of come out. They can't find jobs. They can't get into their chosen profession, and they're loaded with student loans. So it's so simple. And when you go out there and you say, hey, Can you help me out? Can you do me a favor? Do you know any students? Now, you got to be relative to the people you're talking to and understand the need first. Find the need and fill that need. That's what Earl Nightingale taught me years ago. I built companies around it and fill it. So do you know anybody that's just getting out of college that perhaps needs to make money and pay off those student loans? You see, now that he becomes more sincere and more directed, more specific to the market. Hey, do you know any moms that are working out there that might want to come home from work, that are really struggling financially? Hey, do you know anybody that's in retirement, that's working, that's up there 60, 70, 80 years old, that could need to supplement their income, that we might help them a little bit? I promise you, when you take that approach to people and understand that approach, you're going to find a big difference in that conversation. And you're going to find more people are going to come in closer to you to listen instead of coming back like this, oh, not another one. You see where I'm going with this? And then when you introduce an affiliate program like Robert's teaching us, it's so incredible. So here's my tip. Get that warm list out and start building that warm list right now with everybody you know. I know a few of you telling me that you don't know anybody, and I hear that a lot. But I got to be honest with you, Ben. You can go to classmates.com and find all the people you need to talk to. So just stop telling me that. It's not true. I'm just going to blow you out of the water. Go get that warm list right now. Start telling everybody, like Paul Revere riding through Boston, telling everybody the British are coming. That's what you need to do if you understand what we have a hold of. Second thing is go to the local market. Get involved with your community. Chamber of Commerce, meetup groups, all of those are very, very important. That personal side of this is so important. Do that. And then listen to Robert and Bill when they talk about online marketing and connecting and building relationships on the social media platforms. Do what they tell you a minute they tell you to do it, and then you're going to find that you're going to be able to sponsor people that you never thought you could sponsor before. You're going to see things kind of change for you when you take this whole concept of find a need and fill it. The Earl Nightingale answer to what marketing really means. Hope this has helped you. Well, with that being said, I'm going to turn the whole thing over to Mr. Robert Hollis here, and God, I hope you guys fire the questions at him because we got the big boy on board, okay? And Robert, thank you for everything you're doing, bringing these products, bringing us better sales, better programs. This is constantly improving the program, and Bill, I can't say enough about you either. So here's Mr. Robert Hollis.
Well, Gary, thank you very much. I love being on this. It was funny. I thought I'd get up early in the morning and take a shower, and I thought, nah, I'm just going to put on my comb. You know what I mean? So, so I just put my comb on, and it's funny. So, but I really enjoy these, Gary. I watched your call last Monday. And there was a couple of points in there where I was just in tears when I heard, Rory and some of the other people, Claudia. You're just an incredible, incredible coach, an incredible mentor. And I always all the time, if there's anything wrong with Gary, it's his chest is too small for his heart. He's just an incredible mentor. He loves his people very much. And sometimes when I see Gary coach, he's one of those people that I knew we would attract people like that. But Gary's just the kind of person that if you ever hear him, pushing, it's because he wants this more for you than you want it for yourself. And so, when people, that's their heart. I tell the only thing that you guys are going to have a difficulty with is when you run into individuals that for a fact, if they would just do the little things each and every day, they would see results. And when they won't do it and they give up on themselves, it's hard. It's really, really, really hard. But if you plug enough people into the funnel fast enough, quick enough, then you got a lot of success stories, and you get to live through those success stories. Used to tell me all the time is if you have problems every day, you're just one person away from getting them into your contact manager, or you're just one person away from getting somebody to upgrade, and guess what? Everything's okay again. As soon as you get someone, wow, I got someone in my back office. And so I really, really appreciate too, a lot of people, that have reached out, the new 20 days, I'm going to add a day for Gary. So of mentoring, you know, some of the feedback I've been getting from people is just amazing. And I just wanted to do a mentoring program where I could look at you eye to eye and have you ask any questions or anything like that. So, you know, yesterday I did day 3, and it was sort of an emotional day for me. But I wanted to make sure that each and every one of you, you know where my heart is. My heart is here to help you in every way, shape, or form. And so, you know, just plug in. And what I'm going to do is more statement before we just go into asking questions. One of the things that we're doing with the, you know, the new mentorship program is what we want to do is as soon as I do the show, what we're going to do is leave that show up for 24 hours. We're going to allow it to be able to be shared as much as possible. So one thing that I would do and share with each and every one of you is, of course, if you go under tools and training, and then you go under there and you see live events. Well, now when you new link there, that's for the webinar that we're doing right now on why you need a mentor. Well, one of the unique things that you can do too is through capture pages or just through the link, because I'm not promoting anything other than mentorship, is you actually can take the show and just through enthusiasm after watching the show, go look at everybody. You got to look at the kind of mentoring that we're getting here and share the show. And when you share the show, guess what? I'm on there saying, you know what? Then you share the one that's day 4. What are people going to do when they watch the show? They're going to go, I want number 1. What happened on number 1? What happened on number 2? What, you know, and when people ask you that, then you can say, well, hey, listen, here's my link. You can go in, and I'll show you how to be able to get that mentorship training. And so, you know, that was the way that it was formatted. I actually learned this from a guy named Jeff Walker, the $400 million man. He's written up in Forbes, and he was going, if you're going to do a program, then what you want that one show up for 24 hours and then take it away. Now, for those of you that say I didn't get number 1 or number 2 or number 3, all you got to do is send me an email at Robert at, I always say this, it's fun for me, it's a new word, Robert at mentoraholic.com. And one of the things that I told people on one of the shows is, believe it or not, if you look up aholic, it's a word. Aholic is someone that's dedicated and focused on you know, doing that one thing. So I actually came up with the word by masterminding with Bill, because I was going to say a lot of people look at us as workaholics, and I went, well, what we do isn't work, because we love what we do. So when you look at Gary, like Gary's working from the moment that he wakes up to the moment he goes to sleep. You know, there used to be this thing called 8 to faint. You know what I mean? And Gary's passionate about what he does. He loves what he does. Process, you know. So when you really get into the point of just going, you know what, I'm more focused on just getting to new people and just getting them exposed to it. You know, it's all about timing, and I really covered that in day 2. So, you know, thanks a lot for Gary having me on the show. I love to be on it at any time. And now I guess we'll just open it up unless Bill, you want to say any statements, or we'll just answer questions.
Yeah, we can just answer questions, or if you want me to screen share and show them where to get their webinar links, we could do that too.
Yeah, I want to encourage you guys. This is the time. Go ahead and get your questions out there and get them answered, because this is what's he already got that. Yeah, go ahead and ask your question. This is the questions I wanted to frame a little bit, if you don't mind. You can ask anything, of course, around, you know, how do I get this marketed? How do I get it out to people? What avenues do I take? These are the type of things you should be thinking about. And when you got Robert and Bill on the line here, so I'm going to open it up. If Roy, why don't we start with you? Can you kind of give us a little like what you're doing maybe to open this up so we can get a discussion going here, and then we got the real pros that teach us how to do it.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, well, the thought that's going through my mind is of course, I signed up for free, and then I joined as a pro, and then you started mentoring me, Gary, and I started learning a tremendous amount of information and things to do. And then Robert goes and spoils it all by starting up his 20-day mentoring program, and then there's a whole another wealth of information and things to think about and to do and change my thinking. And so in some ways I'm feeling tremendously overwhelmed, and wow, where do I start, where do I end, where do I begin? And so I started wondering, Robert, yeah, I need to put the brakes on. So is there some easy way to just say, okay, well, this is stuff I can set aside for the moment, and just sort of how to focus myself, because I'm and at the same time wanting to promote, and I am promoting. In fact, I signed up a fellow from Ghana yesterday who's joined the free program, and I'm forwarding the links to him now. So there are people coming on board, and I'm doing that, but I'm also trying my own stinking thinking improved.
All right, so Robert, how does he do it without being overwhelmed?
Really, really simple. There was 2 videos that I did, Roy. I know that you've actually gone back and forth and commented on them. And one of the things is this delicate balance that you have between, segmenting your day to a certain amount of part of your day that you're going to work on personal development. Now, what I will suggest as a perfect thing to do is everyone probably that are watching this video, you have what it considers your day when you just seem like you're on the money. I mean, there's, just look at your day and say what part of the day you have your most energy. Because, people are going to think this sounds weird, but it's not. People pick up your energy. People pick up how you feel, your enthusiasm, your excitement really comes across in your voice. Now, a lot of people don't think that it would come across in your typing, in your texting. I say it does, even though this might sound weird to people, because it's all about intention. You know what I mean? So when I got the right attention and my focus is just in, I say a quick prayer, dear Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, help me find the right people that have ears to hear. And I know that I just got to go through the process. So work on segmenting, Roy, a part of your day where this is when you do what you do. Isn't it funny that if we had a job, and for those of you that have had a job or remember getting a job, there wasn't any idea when you were going to start. No, you punched in at 8 o'clock. You punched in at 9 o'clock, whatever your time was there. So isn't it funny that you prepared all the stuff that you would normally make as an excuse before that? Like getting up in the morning, hitting the snooze button, going and doing your bathroom duties, eating, traveling and transportation. All of that doesn't matter because you needed to be clocked in at 8. You see my point? It's like, and so what I tell people is, why not, if you're now employed, employ yourself.
The discipline.
Employ yourself. So what I do, Roy, is I got certain parts of the day where I know I'm the most productive. And those are the times that I always focus on contacting new people. Now, like Gary just said, I'm disciplined. So who do I get to talk to during that time? Only new people. See, not my part of my day where I call all the people that I need to resell, reconvince, re-energize. See, people always say, well, Gary, you don't understand, man. I talked to, 12 people yesterday. Oh, really? Was that the same 12 people that you've been talking to for the last 4 months? See, because that's easy. That's really easy to recontact the people that are already in and have a powwow with them and talk about what you can do, or you learn a new training tip in the day. See, I love getting my my thoughts in the right place. So when I get up in the morning, that's my quiet time. That's my prayer time. That's my meditation time. And then what I do is I go from there into personal development, because then I'm jacked up. See what I mean? And what people do is they usually take that part of their time and, Roy, only segment your time for that time. You know what I mean? So if you want to watch my shows at 4 o'clock, my time, 3 o'clock Eastern, then guess what? Then segment a couple of hours to do it that way. If Gary's got this happening on Monday, well, then I'm slotting that in. See what I mean? That's my personal development time. So I hope that helped you. What you need to do is really look at your day calendar and just say, this is when I'm doing this is when I'm doing this, and this is when I'm doing this. If you guys really watch me, it's very rare that I'm on a show like this, because I tell people to say, Robert, when can I do an interview with you? When can I, ask you some questions on mentoring? When can I do that? You'll notice that I always say, well, listen, 11 a.m. till, 5 a.m. 5 p.m. There's my time when I do that. And people always try to say, Robert, I need to talk to you in the morning. No, because I'm disciplined. That's my quiet time, my prayer time, my personal development time. And then that's the time that I always go back and go through all of my emails, all of my chats, all of my Facebook responses. Those are the time that I respond back to people. Now watch this. If I don't discipline myself, Roy, then what I'm doing is I'm doing that all day and another day went by. Mm-hmm. If I love personal development and I get into personal development, then guess what? I'll do personal development all day and that day goes by. So, we want to segment times. I love having a supper with my, dinner with my family. That's at 6 o'clock. So not that I want to be so regimented, but my sons know that they can walk in here at any time, and if they need me. So that's what my suggestion to you is, Roy, and I hope that helped everybody, is saying, this is my time for this is my time for this. And it's funny because I'll give you one more example. If you were going to learn how to dance and you were excited about dancing, and those times were 7:30 Tuesday and Thursday night, and you wanted to learn how to dance, who's going to get that time? Nobody. Hey, Rory, listen, I need you to do an interview with me. How's 7:30 on Thursday night? Dancing that night. Well, how about when you get home? I'm tired after dancing. It's going to have to be on Monday or Wednesday. It's going to be on Friday. So I hope that helped you. So when you got your day planned out, it's fun to do that. Then you get things clicked off instead of what I used to do is just fly by the seat of my pants. You know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own business, so I'll just do whatever whenever I want to. And it's like, okay, so what did you do yesterday? I did a lot of stuff. I was super busy. Just no production.
One of the things that Roy, that you might want to add to for a productivity tip, Roy, as I find, is that take what Robert is saying and then plan that the night before the next day instead of waiting to get up and do it. Yeah. I'll tell you, that'll save, seriously, that productivity tip 50% or increase your efficiency by 50%. Plan it the night before. Right. Yeah, that's good. What's that, Roy?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, in fact, I think it was you that told me earlier about there's all kinds of things that we can claim are problems for us, but the biggest thing is distractions, and that's what I hear Robert talking about, and that's clearly what I can do. I can get on Facebook and start talking to people and answering people and looking at this and looking at that, and then I see this looks interesting, so I just go down that windy road, and then I go down this road, and so yeah, no, I really hear what you're saying, Robert. Yeah.
Right. One of the reasons I love Monday Morning Mentors, and Robert and Bill, you're always invited to come on, is because these are real issues that real people have. And then when you share it, other people get the business tips because that's what being mentored and learning, and everybody learns from each other as they do it. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to make sure everybody gets their questions in. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to call on you. So who's any other questions that any of you might have? Well, we got the pros here. I'm going to give you a few seconds. Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, okay. Who went first? I think I heard then Myrna. Was it Lewis? Was that you?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, then we'll let
Sorry,
Murray. You
sorry about that, Lisa.
It's okay.
What's your question, Lewis?
My question is this: going after Royce, I just want to know how long should we stick into a strategy? How long should we stick to it and to know that it's happening? For example, I'm doing LinkedIn, and I found that I have the following, but it's a little bit slow. And I want to know, should I change it? Should I keep it? Or should I try something else while I'm doing that? Because if I do, my time will be more reduced.
Great question, Robert. That was a beautiful question. Wow.
Excellent question, Luis.
He's from Ireland, by the way. He's from Ireland, so we're getting him coming in from Ireland.
Oh yeah, me and him have actually talked. He's a great guy.
Yes.
What you want to do is you want to segment what you're doing. I always tell people that I know that a lot of people think that I'm sometimes out there as far as awareness, but you want to go after, in a social media aspect, you want to go after something that I don't know, is interactive. I like interactive stuff, a lot of interactive stuff. So, you know, I followed Gary. Gary and I met on LinkedIn, but I can guarantee each and every one of you that the reason that Gary and I are friends now and work with each other and are partners is because of his approach to LinkedIn, not mine. You know what I mean? He reached out to me. He's the one that did all the due diligence and stuff in LinkedIn. So what I would suggest is two things. You guys have heard me talk about this over and over again. Claudia sent me an email. And here's the thing that you guys have to go through with your filter fast is the person that you're following and learning from, do they have documentation of helping other people succeed with that format? And if they do, then do what they do and do it until it works. See, I just think it's so amazing what people do is they're not looking for documentation from other people. So Claudia sent me this thing, and she says, what do you think about this thing? And no matter what thing everyone sends me, my response will be the same. I need to see the documentation of the person that's selling it or using it and helping somebody else receive a full-time income. If that person cannot show me that evidence, then I'm not interested in looking at it. When people send me this great big long letter and all these links of stuff that they're doing, check out this software. You buy it one time, we just put money in your bank account. You don't have to do anything else. Yeah. Okay, then why you need me on the program? See, I just say you don't, you know, I learned that from Bill. Bill is more at straight to the point than I am. So what I would suggest that you do is find, you know, a person. Me personally, I love Facebook. You know, I tell people it's the third largest country in the world. And it allows me to be able to find groups, and I know that if I spent time with Gary, I know that he could show me how to do the same thing as LinkedIn. But, you know, so I would find someone that's documented and helping other people build that way. And then what you got to do is you just got to do it until you master it. Do it until you master it. Figure out one of them and just do it. So people say, hey, you know, Pinterest, you know, Instagram, Twitter, all of these ones out there. And I'm telling you what, I still focus on Facebook. And Gary, I know that, have you ever done any advertising, Gary, on LinkedIn?
Not on LinkedIn. You know, I do pay-per-clicks on Facebook, which I was going with this program.
Yeah, there's someone told me that there's a way that you can advertise and pinpoint people on LinkedIn. See, I've never done that, but I have figured out how to do that on Facebook. Well, and so I get this, I can pinpoint an advertisement just to people that like Les Brown or Tony Robbins or Eric Worre. I can pinpoint age, you know, what sex they are, what language they have, what country they're in. And so, you know, there's a lot of stuff there, and I just say, you know, I hope that helped you, Luis, is just, you know, find one and master it. You master that one thing, and I'll stop by saying this. How many people that are listening right now, and nod your head for the ones that have got the video going, if you mastered the ability of finding new people that were interested in hearing what you have to offer, if you mastered that and could teach it to somebody else so that they got instant results, how valuable is that? It's the key. It's 100% the key. So I got friends of mine that you know, they bring somebody in, they help them create a page, they help them, and then they get likes on it, and then they do an advertising, and then they get 8, 11 leads in the back of their back office that fast. And now you taught somebody how to do that. Pretty incredible.
All right, so I want to make a comment there too. It's very important. You know, personal growth. Personal growth comes out of mentorship. I hope you guys realize this. And I know a lot of us want to get on the rocket ship and make money right now. And you know what? I just got to tell you right now. What I learned in personal growth when my early days when I first got in our industry, I built several companies because of that. But people started noticing change in me after 6 months. They came up to me and said, "Gary, you're different. Gary, you're not the same guy." I didn't know what they meant by that, but anyway, they would tell me. So just understand that the value of what you're doing here, you're going to learn it, and it's going to come to you wherever you're going to apply it, but it's invaluable. So if you're looking at this thing, I got to make money right now, I'm going to get richer right now, don't go down that road. That's not the right road here. The right road here is you're going to learn a lot of things about marketing, social media networking, and those platforms, as you start learning it, your identity is going to open up to the right road that leads to the castle. And that's what Robert's doing. He's helping you get to the castle, and he's doing it your way where it's going to help and duplicate. But you got to help us a lot. That was a great question. All right, Lisa, you were next.
Okay.
All right, here we come. Look out, Robert. Take a note.
I'm ready.
All right.
She just muted herself. Okay.
Oh, she just muted it. Oh, there you are, Lisa. I won't put you on the big screen.
You're muted, Lisa.
You got to unmute, Lisa.
Is that better?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
I understand LinkedIn because Gary's a great teacher with LinkedIn, and make to that. But I was really trying to do Facebook with what Robert's been talking about, and just what you just said a few minutes ago. Now I'm questioning myself because I just don't understand Facebook. So one of the things in listening to your training on day 6, I believe, you talked about Facebook and how you can go in there and every day you put in some type of a great saying. And I've been taking your sayings and I've been putting it on mine. People do love it. I do get either comments or just likes. But then I'm assuming that when they do like it, do I go to their site and message them and ask them if they know someone who would like to do the mentoring? But then you talked about just a few minutes ago about the other part of that, which is going to groups and understanding that. That's the part I don't know about, and so maybe you can tell me a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. I think what I would rather do, Lisa, is share you another video that I have on my YouTube channel. I know that Bill has it someplace. I think it's one time he told me that it was day 15 or something like that, and I'm actually going to cover that again in the 20-day mentoring. But and whether you're using LinkedIn or Facebook or any one of these social networks, I think what would be really, really great, and I don't know if Gary's done this already, and if he has, then I'm going to apologize up front for not watching that video. But what's neat is I love sharing my screen and then showing people exactly what I'm doing. Just turn on my screen, allow everyone to get on, like Jonathan Puga right now. I told him that he needed to master something. And what people don't realize is if you're, if you just master something above average, ladies and gentlemen, in the social media world, in the world that we're doing, let's say that everybody's doing nothing, and you have the ability to connect with 2 brand new people a day. Do you know that you're already in the top 1% of all marketing to anybody every day? So what you want to do is somebody, and if Gary can just show his screen maybe, and just say, listen, at 3 o'clock, I'm going to just go on, turn on my screen, and I'm just going to interact with, 12, 15, 20 people and on LinkedIn. And you guys are going to see how he finds them, how he friends them, how he communicates with them, how he builds this rapport. After he rebuilds the rapport, how he asks them questions, how he gives them their link. Because then when you get to see that in action, Lisa, that's when you really, really go, oh, I got it. And that's what I do with Facebook. Is see, when I go on Facebook, it's the interaction that I have with people where I find a group, like say it was, Les Brown or somebody that you really like, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, even though that they've passed. You find someone something that you really identify with, and you just put them in the Facebook search, and it will bring up people that not only are part of that group, but also people that have started their own little groups. And so now when you get in there, now what you're doing is you're talking back and forth. Well, what I do is I say this statement, how am I active? So what I do first, Lisa, is I go in there and I like people's comments and I comment on people's posts. And it never fails. It seems like I go in there and I like it, then I make a nice comment on their post, a sincere post, and it's like almost immediately sometimes where they'll then like my post. I mean, like my comment on their post. Well, doesn't that mean they're there live right now? And so then what I'll do is I'll turn around and go, listen, I'd like to get to know you. And what I've been doing now, and I know this is going to sound uncomfortable for people, but what I've been doing, because Hangout is so incredible and Skype is so incredible, I'll say, listen, I'd like to learn more about you. Do you Skype or Hangout? And when they come back, yeah, I'm actually now having conversations over Hangouts and Skypes before I even request their friend request, before I'm even... So I hope that helped.
Oh yeah, that's a lot more information than I had before. So yeah.
So just send me an email and just send me an email and I'll send you that video unless Bill knows exactly where it is. And people have been asking me just to do a shorter one, just showing my interaction with people. But if you guys seen the back of my Facebook right now, especially the chats that I got going on, I got anywhere, and I'm not exaggerating, from 11 interactive people that I'm chatting with on a daily basis. So, I contact a new group, I'm communicating with another group, and I'm always going through. There's always somebody in my funnel, and then what I do is another thing that I wish that people would really hear that I do is I give them things. What do I give them? I give them the free products that are in their back office. I give them, hey, check out this free thing. Check out this free thing. And then when they finally see all the stuff I give them, I see the next thing I do is I see an email that they logged into my back office. I right away send them a welcome message saying, is there anything that I can do? And then the next phrase that I usually hear is, wow. I've never had this much training and interaction with anybody. My number one thing that I got right now, ladies and gentlemen, is people can't believe that I'm this accessible, that I'm this available. Because if you're that accessible and that believable, people are looking more for a contact and a connection than they're looking for, a program, to be honest with you. They want to get involved in a program because they're interactive with you. It's like, what do you do? Hey, I'm just a giver. I'm a go-giver. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
Wow, That was a great, great answer, Robert. A lot of people get to that point and they say, well, how do I convert them, or how do I get to the point of, asking that question? And I think they got to get that out of their mind. And I love what you said. Find out about what they want and their needs and what they're looking for, and then gift them with the back office with the things that you have. Hey, this is great. This can probably help you. And I think if you guys would build the relationships the way Robert's teaching you, and just understand that you can build and add, if you just added 5 people a day, or 10 or 15 or 20 people a day, and those relationships, and got involved with their groups, you're going to find that you're building a funnel for life.
Yeah.
You guys want to do it right now and want to convert today. I know that. Everybody does. Everybody needs money now. But the truth is that what you're doing is you're creating a retirement account with people in the future. So keep that in mind. Just keep it in mind that, if you don't start now, you'll never build it.
Great phrase, Gary. There's one of the things that I know that every human being has of a group that you want to build is this law of reciprocity. This law of reciprocity, of wanting to give back to someone that gives to you. And now I know that not everyone on this video has disposable income. I'm very blessed that I do, because I've done the right things for 27 years. But let me just give you a neat example of what I did yesterday. I was looking through this group and I could see this kid posted where he said, listen, help me out with this charity for a period of 2 months. All the purchases that I bring in on my Jerky website, I'm going to give to this family that just lost their home to a fire. And so what I did is I went, where's your Jerky website? And I asked simple questions. I said, what is the one that's ordered the most? And he said, well, my peppered original one is. And so what I did is I went to a site. Now listen to this. I bought 2 bags for $21 with tax and freight. It cost me $21. And then what I did is I copied that receipt, I sent it to him, and I said, listen, what a great thing for you to give to other people. I just want to be a small contribution. The next email I got was a receipt of him buying my book, How Is That Working? I did not pitch him on anything. But because I gave to him first, he went to my site. We went through the whole entire thing. And then he bought my book. And I said, thank you for being a blessing. That's incredible. Next thing I seen is he signed into Success in Minutes. And he said, wow, this is awesome. And then I sent him a welcome email, anything I can do to help you. Then he upgraded last night at 3 in the morning. So you guys know he was on video after video after video after video. And he said, I can't wait for my wife to get up because I want to share with her that I finally found someone that's a giver like me. Wow. Not a taker, a giver. Now, that's just a simple example, but what I'm always trying to do is I'm trying to outgive this post, and this really helped me. I really love this audio. This really helped me. And you continue to do that. That long-term relationship will make you tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars between now and the time that you move on. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's very valuable information. See, what people are so resistant of right now, especially on the internet, is scams and people trying to suck them into something, and people are throwing links at people and sign up here and make money fast. And I got to tell you right now that's like. But when you get into engage in a conversation like Robert's teaching us, and then you get to a point of asking them what they do and understanding what they do, and then being a giver to them and providing, hey, I think I know something that might help you. Why don't you take this book about the mundane? And you go to the back office and you send it to them. And those small steps of giving is going to create an attraction to you and create a relationship to you. And guess what? Your connection will get stronger, stronger, and stronger. So that you cannot beat the value of what Robert's sharing with you right now. Okay, I know we're getting close, so I wanted to see if a few more of you had any questions for Robert or Gwendolyn or Claudia? You guys haven't asked any yet because Bill's got to come in and show the link.
I've got a question.
Sure, go on in.
Thanks, appreciate it. I'm just getting involved in this. I run a full-time job through the week, but I'm putting aside a week of time to devote just to get into making phone calls. I'd like to know, is there specific times during the day when I want to make the phone calls that are, or if I want to make sure that I utilize my time properly?
Yes, absolutely. Bill, we have that link, and I will send it to you, and I also send it with Gary so he can post. But we actually got a company that's very large. They're one of the largest telemarketing companies on the planet. And Bill's got such a photographic memory, maybe I can get him on so we can give you the answer immediately. But they've actually figured out not only the times, but the best days to do calls. Yeah. Me, when I'm first in, especially with my warm market, using the $1 million question, asking people to help me out. When I'm first in and I don't want to go to my job anymore, and I can share this with you. I hope, by the way, your wedding with your daughter went great yesterday.
It was awesome.
I bet you're a happy pa, man.
I am.
Good. And so one of the things is I can show you just once you get that burning why. That I call all day, every day. Me mentally finding there you go. Bill just sent a Dropbox for you to click on for the best times. But yeah, I'm telling you, once you get in that mode, I knew that I didn't want to go back to being an auto mechanic, and I knew that I had limited time to call. So my goal was, again, my mentor, with the videos that I've been doing, is have that mentality that you're going to go through as many people as fast as you can, as quick as you can, so you can actually get so much momentum going that you can say, hey, listen, I'm not going to go back anymore.
Yeah. That makes sense if you guys could do that. All right, so for sake of time, I know, Gwendolyn, do you have any questions? I'm picking on you. Do you have any questions you might want to ask? Anything that you need help with? Well, we got to unmute you first.
Hi.
There you are. You have any questions for Rob?
Hi.
Hello.
You know what? Amber loves the Facebook. I love LinkedIn. And so I think it would be good for me to actually see, like you maybe, Gary, go through a day with just working LinkedIn, so I could just kind of see the simulation and the flow that you take towards utilizing that social media tool.
Okay. I can do a class for you if you want.
Now that was directed to Gary.
Yeah, it's okay.
But as far as Robert,
Okay, Gwendolyn, we're not hearing you for whatever.
So that's one part.
Gwendolyn, repeat that. We didn't hear you.
The bandwidth.
Oh.
Can you type it in?
Can everyone hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, now we can hear you. Go ahead. Repeat that question.
Hi, everybody.
Can everyone hear me now? And we said, yeah.
I'll type it.
Okay. Gwendolyn, can you type it in the chat box? Question, and then we can
either that, Gwendolyn, or send me and Gary send me and Gary an email because I wish we could hear you, but we can't.
Well, I think she's focused on I am a lover of Lincoln. I'll say, okay, she'll send us an email. All right, so I think her question, Robert, is would we do some more teaching on LinkedIn? And the answer is absolutely. We'll do some more LinkedIn. But to be perfectly open and honest, you know, the teaching that Robert gives us on Facebook is identical to LinkedIn. It's just a different platform, but it's identical. So that's important to know as well. Okay. So Claudia, how about you? Do you have any questions, or did you get your questions answered?
I got them answered.
You do, huh?
Yep.
All right. So I want Bill to come on, if you don't mind, Robert, and kind of show us where that link is in the back office that you guys could send out. And Bill, are you there? Can you come on and do a screen share? I think he's got it here. Or did he go off? I believe that link is posted. Robert, do you know where it's posted in the back office?
Yeah, he's showing it right now. I don't know if he's having bandwidth issues too.
Okay, because I can
see it on his picture.
Whoa, here, up here. Okay, I got it up here. So I don't see where the mentorship is shown on here. These are the
where it is. If you go under Tools and Training, which he has right there, then see the little exclamation mark with the balloon, the blue balloon. You click there, and underneath there now, Gary's two things: our live events that we do on Tuesdays, and the mentorship program. So now, if you click on that mentorship, the red microphone, then what you're going to do is it's going to give you the link up in the browser window that you can send people to.
Right. Okay. All right, that's great. Now everybody, we should know where to send that link to, and we've certainly got the methods and ideas that we could send this out. Robert, the last thing is that a lot of the things that you guys are asking about, like the LinkedIn teaching and the Facebook, maybe what we can do is post that on Facebook as opposed to sending individual emails out, and that way we can drive more community to Facebook. What do you guys think? Robert, what do you think? If we could.
Yeah. There's I know that a lot of people here are right now communicating, you know, with the groups. I don't know, Gary. I never even thought about this. You know, if there's groups in LinkedIn, but you know, right now, if you guys go in that same Tools and Training and then click under Social, social. You know, we have a Facebook group and we also have, you know, a members group. And the Facebook group is where I post everything, again, because that's what I, you know, and so I'm always telling people where I'm doing, what I'm doing, and so on and so forth. So one of the things, Gary, that I think that you could do too is when you're doing one of those trainings, you know, make sure that you post the training in that Facebook group.
Right. Exactly.
And then everybody will know that you're doing that. But if you let me know when you're doing it too, what I can do is drive traffic to that, because you know, every one of us has got God-given talents and abilities that makes us unique, and we're all together, we're a family. And so people hit me up almost on a weekly basis saying, you know, LinkedIn is just more professional. They say I can, you know, contact more professionals there. I feel I'm a professional, so a professional connecting a professional. And so as soon as they tell me, I don't tell them, well, listen, you need to learn Facebook. I say no. I send them Gary's YouTube account and say, here's the guy that's, in my opinion, the best person that I know in LinkedIn. You need to watch his videos and learn from Gary. And so I'm not interested in someone ever saying, well, Robert's better at LinkedIn than Gary, because we became friends and partners in this endeavor to help millions of people worldwide to be inspired, trained, and mentored because of Gary's understanding of LinkedIn, finding me, contacting me in the way that he did. And I think that what people, again, do, Gary, don't you agree, is they want to shortcut everything. I always tell people in a training, if you guys can just think of romance for a little bit, just think about romance. Yeah. So when you think about romance before you finally get a date, and then after a date you finally have, you know, an intimate relationship, or the next step is marriage, don't forget the romance. And so what people do is they say, okay, I'll ask them to be a friend, and then once they contact, here comes the pitch. It's crazy, you know. So, you know, it would be like me, and I know I hope not to offend anybody, but it'd be like me sitting at a restaurant or a cafe, and I walk up to somebody and I say, you know, hi, Claudia. I mean, hi, my name's Robert. And she goes, hi, my name's Claudia. And I go, is there any way that we could sleep together? And I know every one of you are laughing, and if you got offended, I apologize. But that's the way some of the people are acting. I want to walk up and say, hi, my name's Robert. And she goes, hi, I'm Claudia. And I said, Claudia, listen, you know, you got a beautiful smile. I love your energy. Is there any way possible that we could set up a time to sit down and have a cup of coffee to get to know each other? That's the way I do social media. Yeah. And so if you watched how Gary, I wish I could have videotaped what Gary did to me. So Gary said, hi, you know, Robert, you know, we're in the same kind of profession. I'd like to get to know you better. And I said, thanks for connecting, Gary. And I sat back and I said, I appreciate it. Then Gary said, listen, to let you get to know me a little better. And he wrote me a story. And then I read the story and I sent him a back, you know, and he said, one of the most important things, believe it or not, is everyone doesn't know this, but guess what the best subject in the world is? You.
Yeah, tell me about you.
So Gary was like, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? And I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I sent it back, and then Gary said, well, listen, you know, do you have a Facebook page? Or do you have a YouTube channel? And I said, yeah, he's asking for me. I want to get to know you more. And I sent him the links, and then I asked him for his links, and he sent me the links back. And honestly, I don't know how many days this took, but man, look at the relationship that Gary and I have. He did it perfect. Perfect. He didn't say, hey, Robert, I want to sleep with you on the first message. He didn't do it. And, you know, Gary's a good-looking guy with a smile, so he'll never know.
I think, you know, that whole process, you know, really when you go through it, lasts about 30 days. Robert, we really appreciate you coming on like this. This was awesome. I'll go ahead and post this on our Facebook, Success in Minutes group Facebook page, so people can have access to it. Even though this is just for the pros that come on Monday Morning Mentorship, you know, if you can send this link out, most people don't have, you know, an open communication line, especially in the MLM business, where they're in our diamonds. They just don't. And so think about this platform. We're giving you guys, you know, access to talk to people that can really help you with what you're, you know, where you're at and what you're doing, which makes a big difference here. So next week, please write down your questions. You post them on the Facebook page. That would be great. Send them to me, send them to Robert, whatever, but always just ask your questions. Don't go the week getting stuck. That's the one thing. Don't go this week getting stuck, carrying this, what do I do? This is bogging me down. This is not working. Get it out in the open. That's what true mentorship does, and then brings value to you because you can take care of that at the beginning of the week. So, Robert, thank you, my friend, for doing this for us, and we had a blast on this one. So I'll go ahead and post this, and, you know, and we'll see you a little later in the week, okay? God bless now. Bye-bye, guys.
God bless. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Blessed day. Bye-bye.